Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and also I'm true speaker, healer, energy worker, guide, mentor, co-creator, and galactic ambassador from Pleiadians. And with me today again is two gorgeous, wonderful ladies, Morganne Rayne, spiritual consultant, gratefully providing access to high dimensions of being. Morganne has been called the healer of healers as a way to describe unique spiritual tools she shares. Morganne is there to serve those who seek great understanding of their sacred spiritual self and have the deep desire to integrate that consciousness in their 3D world. And Jeannie Reyna, licensed psychotherapist in state of Washington, working primarily with early childhood trauma, sexual abuse, and emotional neglect, helping clients empower themselves. Jeannie sees herself as a lifetime student of growth. She continually takes classes to enhance her knowledge base. At present, Jeannie studies internal family systems. So, hello, 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 beautiful, wonderful woman. How you been? Congratulations, first of all. Congratulations to all of you, and congratulations to me too, because I think there will be changes in all world, not only in America.
Yeah, and your Nigel Farage was over here attending.
Yeah,
Yep, he was at the Mar-a-Lago.
I didn't see that. I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
I look. To be honest, I look very little bit of speech. I saw how White House was all gold color, nicely gold color. So it was great, and I hear what new president was talking about uh, golden age and so on. So because we know we have to everything what he says is message, so we get the message.
yeah. This world of, I think that many people have had to learn how, and I've had to do that a lot of my life, learn how to talk in code, right? so, so you don't get in trouble, or you don't get you don't stick out like a sore thumb. So I think speaking in code has kind of come the way of those who are message givers, right? And those who are ready for what the meaning of that they're tuned up and ready to receive that. So I see that happening on many levels. A lot of people will like, oh, you're just a Trumpy. It's like, oh no, you don't get this. You don't even get this, right? It's not about this or this. It's about the consciousness that ushers in this new golden age, this age of releasing the restrictions and the contractual, um, what I want to say, the contractual binds that we as humanity have had for a long time. So when we're looking at what he's promised, looks like that will be coming in, and I'm loving the team that's assembling. Right, the consciousness is now going to be on clear, clean skies, clear, clean food. I'm just loving that RFK's come in there and just going, we're going to tackle this issue. We're going to look at why there's so many sudden infant deaths, and where's autism really coming. He's like going to take it apart. And I love that when people are willing to come in and look at the underside of it. They're not afraid to look at what's under there, right? And I think there's some bravery going on with that, looking at what's under there. It's kind of like us. I see that as like a microcosm of microcosm of the microcosm of a consciousness of um, when we have secrets or unhealed stuff, right? The courage is to take it out and look at it and see where's that coming from, right? Be willing to investigate that, and that's where the healing comes from. Same here with this country, same here with our world, with humanity. Humanity's got to be brave enough to go, what was driving that? What was driving this fear? What was driving this suffering? What's driving that? And to be willing to look at that, much like we do. And Jeannie really works in her business with this, with uncovering childhood trauma. Humanity's been traumatized, flat out been traumatized deliberately, right?
Absolutely everybody, even if people don't realize that, everybody really need therapists. Everybody really need look to their childhood. That's if they feel that they didn't have traumas in childhood, I promise you, you will find them. If you start talking to Jimmy or if you start talking to Morganne or me.
Just incarnation into a dense body is trauma. I mean, can you imagine throwing a little light being into a dense
I imagine, Morganne, I never ever forget this time when we had session with you. We had private session and I went to one of my previous lives. Yeah.
Mm.
And I love it. No, I can't say I love the way going there because it was like quite strange. But on the way back, this pull back, I feel like wind is sort of pulling me. Somebody, when is those ferries, chain ferries, which one going here very short distance from me is one chain ferry, yeah? And now obviously it's automatic, but used to somebody like make like move this chain ferry one way and back and all the time like turning this wheel, yeah? I felt that somebody is turning this wheel, making me come back, yeah? And it was so difficult and horrible feeling get back in my body. I couldn't even sit straight. I was slouching straight away. I was slouching over the weight of my body. And then in a few minutes, I managed to actually get like, okay, it's me, I'm back, yeah. But the feeling was not nice.
Yeah, that's that's the deal, and practicing meditation and those higher dimensional practices, you get used to that. The thing is with coming, boy, I tell you, I had a hard issue coming into my body. Even as a kid, I didn't want to be in a body. I hated my body. It's like, no, I don't. What is this? I don't want it. Take me out, right? So I think on a really high intuitive level, I knew I wasn't my body, but I was inhabiting this body. I was inhabiting this body. So, every time, and there's sometimes it feels like I get slammed back in my body, but I know I'm here and I've incarnated into a body, much like I feel like the both of you as well have, is because we have a message to bring to the world, to the humanity. We're here to help them. We're here to uplift them, or we wouldn't be here at this time, right? Dealing with these kinds of issues. They talk about, oh, you were chosen. Yeah, we were chosen, but we also chose, because you can at any time, we have free will. We have free will. We could have said no, but we said, yeah, we can do that. We can help. We'll be there. Right. And so I know that being in this physical incarnation is important because it's the only way you can really reach into humanity. Um, so the coming in and out of the body, which shows you're not your body, Dega. It's like that. You were in your freedom, in your soul, spirit self, right? And then to get thrust back into the physical piece, I look at it as now. Oh, I'm choosing to go back because I'm not done with what I said I would do. So, yeah. Anyway, we've not heard from Jeannie, and I just started rattling on. So, good morning, Jeannie.
Good morning. Yeah, I think this is a good time. I think the coming up to the primary elections and everything, that was really difficult for me because both sides were really angry, with the other side. And I thought, for me, I stepped back and I thought, we're not choosing how we want to live. We're being dictated by the media, social media, and everything. And we're being brainwashed. We're being about certain things. And so whatever side you were on, you were being fed negative stuff about the other person. And so it was both sides having all this negativity, and by listening to it and watching it and absorbing it, it gets in your body, and then you react to other people negativity.
Yeah.
And it's about time we stop taking in what we're hearing as gospel and saying, is this my truth? Does this resonate within me? Because if we just think, because we give so much away to authority, and because somebody in authority is saying it, and it's just like, we got to be more empowered in ourselves. And the only way you do that is to do your own work. So you're not projecting, you're not putting your stuff onto somebody else, and you're looking at all your stuff and you're knowing how you're feeling about it. Some people don't know how they feel about it, so they listen, they just absorb what other people tell them.
Yep.
And it's I'm hoping this is an awakening that our system isn't working, and that we, however this turns out, it's going to be big, because it's either going to make it or break it. And we need something different than what we've had, because there's too many people who are not making it in this world. In our country, there's too many poor people. The middle class has been dying out for a while. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And it's like, it's not working in our country. And so we really need something different. And whether Trump's the man or not, it's about whatever's going to happen. I'm hoping that we either make it or we don't, but we wake up, whatever we're doing, because all this anger and all this us against them, it's so not what our government was built on. It's like, we got to wake up to what's really happening, and not just because of the way we were taught about our government, that it's still happening. It's changed, and it's not for the people, because otherwise they would not be having us against them, and we'd have news that gives us a more balanced news rather than all this bias. They took away the bias, I think, in 1981 or 84. I can't remember when, but it's like, we need more balance. We need both sides, and really have, what resonates with us, instead of being brainwashed and dummied down.
Yep. So I want, you said the word government, right? I like words. So do you know what the word government actually means? I'll wait right here while you think about that.
To govern over.
You're pretty close there. So govern means to control. Ment is mind. So what does government mean?
Controlling your minds.
Duh. Yeah. Our country was not founded with government principles. Our country was founded on as a republic. Totally different concept of I've always loved this concept of in that consciousness. It's about becoming who you were meant to be, that full-fledged, your energy coming forward, you being in control of your life, you giving and you producing. And our world's gotten really different and way far away from how our country was founded on this kind of a principle. And that's where government steps in, right? Because there's a philosophy out there is that people inherently don't know how to govern their own lives. That's bullshit. We've been told we don't know how, but that's just bullshit.
Right. But some people just accept what they're told.
Exactly. And there's that, and I look at many reasons for it. There's the herd mentality, right? There's the, we're all agreeing here, and that feels good, that agreement. Had I just, it probably would have been easy for me to fall into the herd mentality where I live, right? I get along and people would like me better, right? But unfortunately, I see all sides. I like to take that bird's eye view, that eagle's eye view, and look down and see what the heck's happening, right? And what I see happening now is, and I'll talk about yesterday, I saw a lot of sadness. And in one of my prayer chat rooms, they were talking about over 2,000 people committed suicide yesterday over this news that the Republican Party won the election. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Where would that many people get that idea that this is going to be so bad that they're just going to kill themselves? They're going to unalive themselves. They're going to, it's like, and my heart just broke because they're in that mentality, that herd mentality. I think about that. What was that? What was the group that put on their Nike shoes and they all drank the Kool-Aid?
It's something Jones.
Jim Jones or something like that.
So, yeah, Jim Jones.
Yeah. It's like,
huh? It's some sect who.
Yeah, it was some sect, but it's like that just shows you what that culture of brainwashing can do, right? They can convince a whole bunch of people to just put their Nike tennis shoes on and drink Kool-Aid and go to sleep forever. It's like, that's dangerous. That's because people are not taught to think for themselves. They don't know how they feel. And that's why I'm like, how's that make you feel? How are you feeling about that? What are you thinking about that? It's like, start getting in touch with you, not out there. This part just infuriates me that people just spout off a rhetoric. It's like you can almost count on. It's like putting a dime in the old jukebox machine, right? And you're going to get the song you put in there. It's just going to play over and over and over again. And that's what I think I said this last week. I'm kind of disappointed in humanity. I really,
For me, I think it's really sad because, what we're talking about is about thinking for ourselves. We're not taught to think for ourselves. When we're in school, we're in like rote. We gotta take in everything we're learning, and they don't teach us how to think for ourselves. And how do we think? When we think opposite, we get in trouble. And so it's people never grow out of that, and it's really sad because these people don't know who they are. It's hard for them to make a decision on their own, and they don't know who. By not knowing who you are, you're not going to be able to make a decision on your own. You're going to need other people, and it's just showing to me how many people are not awake. And the only way to get awake is to work on yourself and come clean with everything in your life. And it's like, you got to do the work, because if we just exist here and have people telling us what we should do and what we shouldn't do and this and that, and, how things are, and every single country has bureaucratic, it's not bureaucratic, it's propaganda that they tell each country, so we believe a certain way and the rest of the world sees it differently. But it's about questioning things. One of the golden rules is question authority. Like, is this right? Rather than just saying, okay, it's both these.
Jeannie, don't you think that kind of even starts like even as we come into our nuclear families, right? Absolutely. Like we learn, like even from the very beginning, when our parents, like if we we have that laugh thing comes as we're a baby, right? And the parents get all excited and, and you're just like the best and you feel the love, right? But if you cry, there's a different reaction, right? So some people learn how to please those parents right from the get-go, right? Oh, mom not happy, I'll make her laugh, right? It's like, it goes so, it's an issue with humanity that we've not taught and we weren't, all our parents didn't get it either, right? We can go back generation after generation. We were never seen for who we really are.
Right. And I'm hoping
I don't know anyone that was ever seen for who they are.
No, and my hope is that the younger generation are raising their children to be seen. And from what I see, it seems that's way. They really pay attention and see them as an individual and not just Play-Doh to be molded into what the parents want.
Yes, but I think at the moment, if we been taught and raised as children have to be seen, not heard, then at the moment, I think it's completely opposite, which again is not good. Need to be some middle in between, because at the moment, children can do no wrong.
Right. So in the psychology field, it's when we go to one extreme, like when we're, say we're really, really angry about something, we have to go to the other extreme and shut down to find our balance. Because we're not going to find our balance if we don't go to the other extreme. If we go to the middle, we're eventually going to go towards that way. So we have to go the opposite to find the middle. So I think it will all balance out. But I'm grateful for, it's about, we all want everything right now. It's about looking at the process and what's happening. And it'll, I think because we're waking up so much, the younger generation and how they're raising their kids, I think it will balance itself out. And I believe that I believe the world's getting better as much as chaos is. I believe so many people are more talking about their feelings. So many more people are being transparent and living in their integrity. Than ever before, probably in the history I know the United States, I'm talking to people every day. I meet people all the time who are really working on themselves.
Yep. And I just think about this about getting in touch with your feelings is really important. But the truth is, we are not our feelings. Our feelings are a result of what's been happening in our lives. Our feelings is like this barometer that goes, oh, this is coming up for me, right? And where does that go? Our feelings are just nothing more than a directional place to help us understand what's happened, so that we can begin to make new choices about what's happened. But like our thoughts, we're not our thoughts. We're not our feelings. We're more than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that as humanity in this evolution of us becoming more awake and aware of our sacred spiritual selves, I think that that balance that you're talking about, it's kind of like going in that you got to go to the extreme, which is why I love that thing I always say is what else is possible, right? There's one I often use too, which is what is not possible, right? Because when you think about what's not possible, you will go to the extreme. And I think that that's important so that you can get to a center, because if we're always on that one side and that's how we think and that's how we talk and that's how we move in our world, right? We can never even get to the middle because you're so over there, right? You get to the middle and it's like, well, I'm back over here, right? Because it's a natural inclination to be pulled towards what's easy. But when we begin to exercise, well, what else is possible? Well, what's not possible, right? It moves us over. It begins to exercise us into more possibilities, a greater palette of choosing. Whereas if we just stay in that one, if a life not examined, feelings unexamined, will keep us locked into old patterns, old behaviors, old ways of being, and humanity don't ascend. Humanity stays stuck where they are. And I saw it I see two things going on. I see a lot of humanity really stuck where they are, really deep into it, and they think they are their feelings, right? And they want everybody to know about their feelings. And hopefully so that then we feel that too, right? So important to begin to entertain and look at how you think like that, how begin to be curious. That curiosity thing is that, but how'd you get there, right? Well, we know how some people got there, and that's the part that we're talking about, being programmed, being moved like a chess piece across the board, right? Here, you stand here, you do this, you think this, you spout this, you eat this. It's like
it's dumbing down the individual.
Yeah, taking away our authentic self. So we are not the author of our lives, they are. Whoever that they
And you
is.
see that when parents want their children to be a certain thing in life, and they're not asking the child, what do you want to be?
Or even just, you can witness a child and see what their natural proclivities are. It's like, I'll go to, I talk about my 5-year-old granddaughter a lot, right? But the kid loves to color. She loves to cut things. She loves and she goes, I'm an artist. I go, yes, you are. You're such an artist. Well, is it, worthy to put up on the wall? Well, some of it is kind of, it's like, we didn't say, no, you're not an artist, and nobody stuck a pen in her hand and said, here you go. She just does it, right? And you look and you witness what kids are naturally drawn to. You nurture that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if it's against what you think. Oh my God, I have this son that he was into breaking things down and putting them back together. Breaking things down and putting them back together. witnessed it from the time he was a little bitty kid, starting to pull things apart to put it back together. Spent a lot of time and a lot of money at garage sales looking for toasters, things like that were already broken or could be taken apart so he could put it back together again. I bought each of my kids a car. I mean, that was just kind of my commitment. I'll get you a car, but He wanted a pickup truck. It didn't work. He wanted that pickup truck. Guess why? So he could take it apart and put it back together, right? So when you see a person like that, you get out of the way. I'm not a person who likes to take things apart to put it back together. I like putting things together, but I don't do that other step. But that's where his mind goes. He has to take it apart so he sees how it works. How does it, right? It's like that, taking it apart, put it back together. So you just let them go off in that direction. You got a kid that's interested in cooking. Well, nurture that. It's just like, that's the parenting part, right? Is to be so completely in awe of this being that's come to you. But people don't do that.
Yeah.
They say, oh, well, you have to be this way, you dress this way, you think this way, you can't do this, you have to do this. It becomes an untangling. I think for us, we'll always be in business because people have been so tangled up in other people's ideas and beliefs about them. So, we get it in the family, we get it in a culture, we get it in a country, we get it in a religion. So really humanity is just in an onslaught of who's going to control us, right? And then it's like trying to break free of that. That's what we're doing, trying to break free of all those constraints. You find out, well, if I'm not what they've said I am, if I'm not that, then who am I? Who am I? And it always comes down to that same question: who am I? And why am I?
Also, we are approaching slowly portal 1111.
Oh, cool. Over here it's 10:06. So we're not there yet. But portals always exist. A portal is always there for us whenever we want a portal. And that's the deal that people don't think. They think that they only appear at certain times. No, portals are always there. The 1111 is just to help us remember, oh, portals are there. Yeah, and we're moving actually into a big time. I don't do astrology, as everybody knows here, but there are important markers to take a look at when especially at times like this. This is a pivotal movement in consciousness. What happened over the last few days? A pivotal movement in consciousness, whether it be for right or for wrong or whatever. It's still a pivotal movement. How are you going to move with that? What are you going to do with that? Me, it feels like big wide doors being thrown open to operate more authentically in the world. And that's what it feels like for me. But for some, it feels like the closing in, the shutting down. So it's just all how you begin to mentate about it. Self-thought.
For me, it feels like they now will be freely starting to speak about stuff what they've been doing under wraps. Yeah, because we all know those who follow truthers community, yeah, conspiracy theorists and truthers community, white hats and Q movement and so on, all knows about things what is going on behind the scenes, yeah. we know about all these rabbit holes which been opened and cleared and so on. Yeah. But now I think because Mr. D now is again on the top, yeah, it's all will be really revealed slowly and openly revealed. So,
Well, I think that's going to be about us pushing that, right? So we reveal, we tell, that's what I'm feeling like. It's like an opening for us to also, yeah, I think there's going to be some things, like I said, they're not scared to pull up the underbelly of the beast and find out what the heck's in there, right? Just like us, we need to be able to pull up the underbelly of the beast within us, because that lives inside of us too, right? We should do that too. Follow that. Follow that, because like I say, if you're looking at it in the world, it's about you, because that's just a reflection. That's just a reflection. So if that's up for you, that's the work to do. So looking at the underbelly of the beast, I feel like we're been given permission to do it, not pushed down about it.
yeah, and I think whatever at the moment is breaking apart, there is already huge team of people who already building up the new, which one will spring up
Yep.
very soon.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
people like my son who tear things apart to build them back again, build it back better, faster, cuter, smart, whatever, right? Better. And things have to, and like we know that in our own lives, right? Things have to come apart, because if we keep hanging on to shit that don't work for us, thoughts that don't work for us, people that don't work for us, cultures that don't work for us, if we keep hanging on to that, then, you know, oh man, humanity. I'm going to be quiet for a while.
Okay, Judy, then you can take over if Morganne be quiet for a while.
I just think that now we just need a lot of healing in our world. And so it's about, you know, I go back to, you know, the political parties and how much they fought and how much both sides were pretty ugly towards each other. And I think now it's time for healing, and my hope and my prayer is that we wake up to what has been happening and not be so ready to believe social media in whatever context it is. You know, I mean, both whatever way you looked at it, it was pretty nasty. And
right wing, left wing, same bird.
Right. Exactly. So and I don't want to be in that world. I don't want to give my attention to that world.
Exactly.
That's somebody, you know, to believe something that's not in the highest and best. Like I don't want it to exist for me. Like I think, you know, it's because as soon as we listen to that negativity, we're becoming that negativity. It's embodying in us, and then that's who we are. And we lose our higher perspective and why we're here. And it's not a political party why we're here, one party or the other. There's so much more. And it's like, we got to wake up and say, this is about us. You know, we're not going to get any one savior. It's ourselves, you know, working on ourselves first and then moving out and helping other people. But it's just going to take all of us. And,
and it's going to take all of us seeing something different,
Right.
seeing, see, that's it right there, is that if we don't have the vision, in the scripture it says the people without vision perish. What? That means die. Yeah, we can see that as a people, because we don't have the vision anymore. We follow other people's visions. We follow other people's rhetoric. We follow other people's dogma. We follow the churches. We follow that. We don't have how we do that. We have calcified our ability to think for ourselves. We have calcified that. And this is why I talk about imagination all the time. Imagining is one of our gifts. Did you know that? That's one of our gifts. When was the last time you used your imagination?
We have to dream in order to move into it.
Yeah, we do. We have to dream. We have to come up with what else is possible. Well, then what if this isn't working, then what else is possible, right?
Right. And I mean, even if what we're doing is working, we still have to dream, because we always need to be growing and learning and move into a better way of being. I was talking to my daughter, and we were talking about, she was talking about comparing herself to other people and is she successful or not? And I said to her, it's not about other people. It's about whether you're better today than you were yesterday. You know, it's like, it's because there's always going to be somebody better than us or less than us. But it's not about, everybody's on their own path, or should be on their own path. And it's just
right.
like, am I better today than I was yesterday?
Right.
And that should be your only goal.
And that should be your only goal, and that should be your only measuring stick, because otherwise we use that measuring stick to beat ourselves up and beat other people up.
Right.
Right. So it's really, again, you're going back, and I love that you speak to your daughter in that way, because that's empowering her. That is helping her wake up to her own authentic self, unabashed, you know, just fully and openly who you are. You know, I like to just pretend, you know, there's that song, Imagine There Is No Heaven, that song, Imagine. What a powerful song that is. If you think about that, imagine there's no religion. Wow. Just think about that.
I mean, so I think that song gets confused. I remember growing up, and I grew up with nuns, and they didn't like that song because they were saying, of course there's religion. And like, how could they say, no, there's no religion? It means they're basically saying, people wouldn't be good if there wasn't religion. Like, we need religion in our lives. And, people do, and like some people do. And, for me, it's about spirituality. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. Because I think, again, the religion has taken on, now this is me personally. So anybody who's religious, and it works for you, that's great. But for me, I felt like it was telling me what to do and how to think and how to be, and in a punitive way. And I don't think that's what.
If you don't do this, you're going to go to hell. Right? Always the threat over, right? It's like, but managing your thoughts and thinking over such a mandate, right? That punitive piece, right? That managing yourself under that is not your authentic self. That's
right.
And imagine there's no religions, right?
Right. And I think some people need that. My mother's my mother really needed her religion. And, I don't, I knew it worked for her, and I thought that was wonderful.
Yep. Everybody's on a different path.
Right.
Right. It's when religion becomes
a weapon.
But it's even in what you said about if you don't do this or this, you go into hell. It's straight away is same technique what use in government.
Yep.
Around the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you don't do what we want you to do, you don't pay taxes, you go into prison.
Yep.
If you don't pay sort of loans off or something, you're getting fines, you're getting more things to pay. Yeah. So and so on. That's all what government is putting on all people.
Them controllers of the mind.
Exactly, and starting from religion. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, those people who are religious and for whom it works, brilliant. But I think even those people have to little bit think about all what it's teaching it.
Yeah. Well, I know that religion works for some people because some people need a box with boundaries because they didn't get that when they were growing up. In the box with boundaries, when you climb into a religious box, you're in agreement with their boundaries, with their rules, with their, so you climb in the box, and you can, if you come into the box and you master it, great. Get out of the box and do something else. But a lot of people don't. They just stay in the box because they're afraid to get out of the box because they might go to hell, or they might lose their, in I know it's different in Catholicism. You have, I'm not even sure how Catholicism works. I just know you got to go to this one to get that, and that one to get that, and you got all these penalties you have. It's like, I guess if a person needs all of that, that's just fine, right? But it's when at what point do you, oh, I got this, now I can move on. I don't see that. For me, religion is created by man, not created by God, but spirituality is God.
Right.
And if religion would teach that, I'd be all over that. But what they teach is, oh, no, you don't have access to that. That, like, they teach you right off. You have to go through, like in the Baptist religion, you have to go through this man named Jesus in order to get to God. That's not true. We're already connected to God. We already are. There's no getting to. It is just a remembering of that we're already connected.
We are.
Yeah, but churches aren't teaching that. They're teaching, oh, you have to do this in order to do this, in order to do this.
And that we're born with original sin.
Yeah, I love that one, right? We were just all born.
For me, the worst is, I think, what they teach, that we are slaves. We are God's slaves, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not anyone's slaves, yeah. I'm not anyone's slave. Sorry, I don't agree.
Yeah, well, somebody dreamt up that concept, right? And it worked because it's a good controlling, right? It's a great controlling mechanism, right? It's like, it's like, when can we decide we're not controlled anymore? Like, that's like basically the question. Who's controlling us? When can we decide, oh, I don't need that anymore. I can think for self.
Exactly.
I think
okay, and now
what were you saying, Jeannie? Just a minute.
Oh, I just said I think it's time for meditation.
Oh,
I opened mouth and then you. Yes, I wanted as well say it's time for meditation. We already 4 minutes late.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's do this. Let's come into our bodies. Take a moment. Take a breath in. Welcoming that breath in. And then consciously let that breath out. Breath can be so automatic or it can be conscious. So we're bringing it to conscious awareness. Breath in. Let that breath clean and clear and sweep away the cobwebs of control. That's a good one to sweep away. And breathe it out. And I invite you to put your attention on your heart. Could be your physical beating heart. You might get in touch by just sensing and feeling into the beats of the heart. Bup, 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 bup. So automatic, so beautiful. Life. Take a breath in. Continue to put your attention on your heart and go beyond the beating heart into all of the space that is around the heart. Beautiful, open. Breathe into it. Breathe into that heart space and expand the heart space. Stay focused on your heart. And as you continue to stay focused on your heart and you are anchored in your body, get a sense and a feel what this is like in your body, in your heart. And as you are in this space, I'm going to ask you to consider, what are you attached to? If you're not just in your body and in your heart, is there a thought you're attached to or a feeling you're attached to? If so, you can explore it. Just recognize it. Oh, that's a thought. Let it go. Oh, there's a feeling. I acknowledge you. Let it go. And then come back to your heart, to your body, to your breath. And as you do this, look again. What are you attached to? Who have you become in this attachment? And just take a moment and think about that. In that attachment, who have you become? And then let that thought go. Come back to your heart. Come back to your breath. Come back to your heartbeat. And now we're going to add in I am. We did this last week. So powerful. I am. Stay focused on your heart, on your breath, on your body, on your heartbeat. I am. I am. See if you can say I am and think I am without adding anything to it. Just I am. Take a breath in. I am. I am. Who is I? I am. I am. And allow that consciousness of the I to move into your heart and your mind and your body. I am. Who is I? Why is I? Where is I? I am. I am. And then come back to your heart, to your breath, your body. And as we've contemplated, I am, begin to look at all the ways you have attached I am to what others want. Just take a moment. How have you attached I am to what others want? I am, and fill in your blank. And then as you think about that, ask the question, is that true? Bring your I am, fill in the blank from what you have become, what others have thought for you, guided you into. I am. Beginning to bring in an understanding that we continue to align with those in authority, parents, teachers, heads of schools, government, religion. And for a moment, just let them go away. I am. And again, see what hooks to your I am. And ask that beautiful question, is that true? I am. Use this exercise plenty so that you understand what you attach to. And you'll know when you're attached because you'll start feeling and thinking in a particular way. And then ask yourself, that I, that is the am of you, is that true? Take a breath in. And as you just focus on your heart this day, as you make that beautiful discovery of who I am really is, be willing to be courageous. That's that heart energy. When you put your focus on the heart, you're courageous. Be courageous. Be in the heart. Discover what you're attached to. Discover where you have hooked in your holy statement of I am. Ask the question, is this true? And if you discover whether it's true or not, you can ask the even greater question, what else is possible? What else is possible? Breath in. Anchor that understanding in you. What else is possible? And let it go. Relax. And so, as we've come together today to have this really important conversation, and as we have come into more awareness of where we may be pulled or pushed, or sometimes even controlled, be courageous. Move into that heart. Discover your own I am. And if what you're being told or persuaded, ask yourself, is that true? And if that's not true for you, or even if it is and you want to move higher, ask yourself, well, then what else is possible? So in that consciousness of possibility, I know that in God, in Creator, all things are possible. All things are possible. And in that awareness and consciousness, I cast that beautiful net of remembering over all of us. Every human, every sentient being, I cast this beautiful net of what else is possible over us all to help us remember who I am. And so in love and light, dear ones, we leave you in this awareness, in this newfound consciousness, and in your newfound ability to question and discover who I am. Let it be, and so it is.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jeannie, there is something what you want to say.
Oh, I just want to say that was beautiful, Morganne. Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who joined us. And it was wonderful being with you, ladies.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, for your time. Thank you for your knowledge and wisdom. Thank you for sharing on my show. And thank you, everybody who's been watching. Please don't forget like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channels. Also, if you need, you and or your friends or family need support, please, our contact details are below the video. We all doing private sessions, so contact details below the video. We coming back next week, so see you next week, and God bless.